As the muse, it's not safe for you to expect friendship. Instead, you should anticipate mobbing. In light of some of my more recent videos that I've posted talking about destiny swapping, discernment, anticipating envious attacks, all of that, I think a lot of the time where people end up setting themselves up for failure or the odds are stacked against them and it becomes difficult for them to, beat those odds, is they keep expecting or anticipating allyship or camaraderie from people who are looking to them as a muse. A lot of the time, people view you as a source of inspiration. So their association with you, their connection with you is merely transactional when they view you as a muse. And a lot of the time, people who are, positioned as muses in other people's life, whether it be, they were conscious of it, they were aware of it, or they found out about it later on down the line, they're typically blindsided and distraught when they realize when they reach a season of difficulty, they experience a loss of some sort, or they're going through something that's really challenging and they're seeking out people for emotional support. And a lot of the people who were surrounding them in their time of trouble, now they're nowhere to be found. They feel like they are just kind of thrown out to the wolves. They feel completely confused by it. And the reason why this typically happens is, as I stated before, as the muse, people sometimes, not all the times, people will associate themselves with you solely with a transactional intention. They are attempting to align themselves with you to gain intel about what you're doing, how you conduct yourself, what you're working on, your resources, your connections, your relationships, even something as minuscule as, your beauty treatments, right? Some kind of intel about where you go shopping, where you get your hair done. People are looking to you as a source of inspiration and that only. So there's this concept of people only wanting to idolize you. And the moment that you experience a hardship, that's where you become a little bit too human for people's comfort. Where a lot of people end up in compromising positions is expectations. And I'm not necessarily knocking it because a lot of the time people are gauging their expectations off of what they're seeing other people receive or the treatment that other people are receiving within a particular group or within a particular environment. But the moment you realize that you experience differential treatment, and it's not always in a positive manner, but you realize you aren't able to rely on people the same way that others can in that said environment, or you're not really given the luxury of making a mistake because that mistake is going to be exaggerated and broadcasted to the entire group, right? Versus other people can experience a mistake, they can go through a hardship and they're coddled. In these instances, it's important that you don't become callous and that you don't demand, the same treatment, because it's in that moment that they're kind of showing you, well, in this environment, you are the muse. You're not really fit to be a part of us. The only reason why we've allowed you into this space or we allowed you into this group is because we seek you out for inspiration. Now, of course, my, method, or at least the thing that I'm constantly encouraging you all to do, is when you pick up on these things, you start to revoke access, right? You start to revoke that intimate access and association. However, it's also in these events that you learn a valuable lesson. If someone is seeking you out as a source of inspiration, right, or they're admiring certain attributes about you, it doesn't mean that they don't harbor envious feelings towards you, right? So there are some people who, even though they admire certain things that you bring to the table, certain attributes that you possess, they also, in the same token, envy the fact that it's you who has those characteristics and traits and not them. And this is why perceiving your worth, and there's a section in the book Green Eyes that talks about the dangers of underestimating your value and how it makes you susceptible to vicious attacks. This is why avoiding underestimating yourself and having that stable sense of self-worth and confidence is crucial when you're navigating these types of situations, because typically people are banking on the person that they're utilizing as the muse losing their sense of confidence and operating in a state of confusion when they deal with this mobbing situation, right? Because people typically will question, well, why is it that you all have me in this environment, but you're treating me so bad? Most people will lean to the conclusion that, well, it must be something wrong with me, so I have to go into overdrive to fix myself or to gain these people's approval, right? To seek out these people's approval. Instead, it's really about these people projecting their insecurities and inadequacies onto you in hopes of weakening your self-esteem. If you have been appointed the muse in a group, in an environment, you have to grasp this concept. People are aiming to associate themselves with you. In this specific context, they are attempting to associate themselves with you because you are a source of inspiration. They admire something or multiple things about you that they personally wish to possess. Their association is not to create allyship, and it's in you expecting allyship and friendship and loyalty from these people that you set yourself up for failure. And mobbing becomes prevalent when the muse gives these people leverage through them attempting to associate themselves with these people, expecting any kind of loyalty. All of these things entail manipulation. And this is dissected in the Reputation Ruiner excerpt in the book Green Eyes, where it states that a lot of the time people who are aiming to ruin their target of envy's reputation, it's less to do with the slander, the gossip, and the lies at hand, as much as it is about them entailing dominance and power over their target by putting their target in a position to where they feel like they have to explain themselves, or they're putting their target in a position to where they are pleading for mercy, pleading for people to believe their side of the story. And it's important as the muse that you never give these people the satisfaction to do so. So, with that being said, in order for you to successfully navigate these types of environments and dynamics as the appointed muse, you have to prioritize exclusivity, because inclusivity in your case is typically out of question. It's not always in your best interest to expect it. Now, if you get it, of course, you're appreciative of it, you're grateful for it. But a lot of the time when we're talking about this specific dynamic, the muse is designed to be ostracized. Even if people are trying to love bomb you in the beginning, as soon as they get you where they want you, that mask is going to slip, and they're going to do everything in their power to make you feel inferior, just like how they felt when they first met you. So as stated before, exclusivity is key, but to build upon this exclusivity point, I'm going to read from an excerpt in this book. As one moves up the rank, they must be seen less and less. Your moves must be incognito at all times, because you are under constant attack and potential ambush. Exclusivity and limited access can be better understood with respect to value assessment. Whatever you cherish and value, you must protect. In reference to the chessboard, know your king and protect it at all costs, meaning whatever is the most valuable asset on the board or in life, never forsake it and always protect it, even if it means using your least valuable resources for the sake of protecting your most valuable resource. The key is keeping your most valuable piece tucked away and protected. All right, babes, that's all that I have for this video today about the muse and how the muse is susceptible to mobbing. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. But of course, I want to hear you all's comments, your opinions, your perspectives, and of course, your experiences in the comment section below. I look forward to speaking to you guys in the next one, babes. Take care.